Hey, it's Barry in.
Dave.
Hanging out with you again. Hey, listen, we really appreciate all the comments we got here on the last video as far as what y'all wanted to see next. So since we got kind of a lousy week coming up weather-wise, we thought we'd shoot out here since we had a couple hours on Sunday here, just to go ahead and do a part 2. One of the folks that commented below said something about making the last one a part 2. So we're going to go ahead and run down the where I'm going. We're going to run down the 45 in this one. So looking off to the left hand side, or my left, that'll be Dave's right, that's the east-west canal that we just came out of. There we go. And we're going to kind of pan around a little bit slowly here, and I'll mark these with arrows so you can get an idea of how you know that this is the place. One, there's a pole the bird's sitting on over there. You'll see him. You know that's your entrance back into the east-west canal. And then you've got, continuing around, you've got stationary land over here. I'm going to put an arrow on it so you can see it. That's always there, so that's going to help you identify this 45. And then continuing around, we've got another stationary islands over here on the right hand side. Those are always there. And then of course, as we keep panning around, everything you see here is always here. So you're never going to get mixed up going, oh, what happened to that one spot? Because a lot of things do move around here in the whole lake. But this is definitely one that's stationary, so real easy to find. This is going to take you in that 45 down to the southwest, which will lead you down to Lake Egan. So we're going to make the southwest, or we're going to make this 45 run down to the canal that runs parallel to the State Marsh of Farm 13, and take it down right to the entrance of what would be the Lake Egan, or Egan Lake area down there. So we'll go ahead and make that run now. So with that, let's go.
All right, so we're watching the video on the left. We'll go ahead and take a look at the lake from a satellite view, and that'll give you an idea of what it looks like as you're running down here. And this is pretty close. There is some differences between this particular outdated satellite view from Google and what the lake looks like now around a couple of these areas, but that's okay. Again, give you the general idea. As you're running down, you're going to notice, and you'll see this in the video, these islands that run down on both the left and right hand side as you're coming on down at kind of a southwest angle. And as you continue on down here, you're going to run into possibly some circumstances we'll talk about in just a second. But before that, one thing I want to definitely highly recommend is that you go ahead, especially if this is your first time at the lake, you're coming in from out of town, whatever it may be, go ahead and mark a waypoint here at this juncture. Mark it on your depth finder, mark it on an app on your phone. I use Fishing Points. I have no affiliation with them, but it just happens to be an app that I use and I like. So go ahead and mark your waypoint here. Another recommendation too, while we're just kind of in this general area, is when you come down the S Canal and you find your breakthrough here, and you'll see this in another video of ours where we're talking about the S Canal and where it breaks through, and then you run along this bank here, and then you come down and pick up this east-west canal. It's a lot easier for the most part when you come down around here. Go ahead and swing around and stay to the outside of this canal. Just stay fairly close. Don't run right, not within 10 feet, but give yourself a little bit of distance. But stay fairly close here. It's plenty deep enough to make a nice clean run down. What happens a lot of times, depending on the winds, is you will find blockages, like you can see in this particular shot. It's blocked up here. So if you try to come in down here and then pick up this canal here, you're going to get blocked out, and you're going to have to turn around, come back up, come back in, and oop, you get blocked again. So it's just a lot easier to go ahead and make that run from the outside, run all the way down here, and then pick up this right here. Okay, and you'll see it, you'll know it. You're going to actually come in here at this last cut right in, and once you do, you'll see exactly what we showed you at the beginning of the video as far as where the opening is, how it looks, because that will remain the same, no doubt. So with that being said, let's go ahead and run down here so I can talk about something you need to be aware of as you're coming down this 45 cut here, and you get down to, go ahead and zoom this out a bit. As you get down here to where the canal picks up that runs parallel to this bank here, which is the dividing bank between this compound and Stick Marsh and Farm 13, you may or may not run into vegetation blockage, okay? Due to the winds, just like they can go ahead and you know, block the canal here, this east-west. It does the same thing down in this area. So it used to be and run this canal down, and then now it's kind of blocked off. At least the time of doing this video, it is all blocked off over here. There's a lot of vegetation piled up along this bank, so you have to find a way in to this canal again. So just look around. If you run down here and you're like, oh, this is all vegetation, there's no way I can push through here, just start searching around. Put a waypoint there, so it just gives you a general idea where your spot is you're going to be searching for when you're coming back, you know, back north through this canal. But you will find a place, you know, guys are pushing through with their boats and making trails through there that you can easily access. So just be aware of that as you come down here. You may come down and may be wide open and it may be a non-issue, but if it happens that you come down and you do see it's all blocked up along here and you can't get over into this canal, don't worry about it. There'll be somewhere that you can find it. Just always be trying to get to this bank over here. Okay, that's the goal. Get to the bank, and then once you're over there, then you can just run the canal here. All right, and chances are you're going to find, if it is blocked up all the way through here, you'll find an opening or some kind of cut in this general area, and then you can go ahead and pop through and come on down. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and we'll go. All right, at this point in the video, there's not, you know, a whole lot to see other than the fact that, you know, we're just basically running this canal down to this square area right here. Okay, so along the way, again, there's not a whole lot to see. You will notice that after you break through here and get into this canal, these kind of little pond areas here, you know, just something to take note of as you're passing them by. There's a couple other areas. There's some chutes that come down to this bank down here, and you'll see where those are at. But other than that, just, you know, keep going on down the canal, heading south, and then you'll eventually get to this section here that is a big square opening. You just break through here and all of a sudden it just opens wide open, and you'll see that right at the end of the video where I go ahead and cut it. So once you're in here, you know, from there, check out some of the other videos that we have where we're going to continue to break the whole area down. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit so that you can check out some of these different areas along the way that would be pretty good ideas to take a hard look at for finding some good fish. So with that, hey, thanks for watching. As always, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps keep you know, these videos coming out, and definitely comment if you have any questions. Let us know. Feel free to you know, like I said, comment below, ask questions, anything we can do to help you all out. If you're you know, a local or coming from out of town, doesn't matter. You know, we're here to help. So thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Good fishing always.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook at bit.ly/Headwaters Lake. If you're looking for a freshwater saltwater guide, be sure to check out livingwaterskayaking.com for the best in pedal kayaking fishing guides. And we always like to give a shout out to Strike Zone Fishing on 192 in Melbourne. They are the guys to go to before you hit the lake, because they can tell you exactly what's working today for the hottest lures and baits. And as always, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and leave a comment or hit the like. I know it's a lot to ask, but it sure does help us out as far as getting seen out there on YouTube. So we appreciate it. See you in the next video.